Hi my loves, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this is Vero Fashion House, and in today's video you're going to be learning how to make this mimic dress. This dress is so beautiful and it is so nice. This is a highly requested video from one of my subscribers, and I hope this is helpful. Okay, to my returning subscribers, God bless you all. You all are highly welcome. To my new subscribers, you're welcome to the family. And if this is your first time coming across my channel, please do not forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Please like my video so that YouTube can recommend it to other people. All right, and also comment what you think. Okay, if you're going to be creating this dress, also let me know in the comment section. So let's get straight into the video. So here is the fabrics that I'm going to be using. So this is just a black material, and this is my net fabric and my Ankara fabric. This net fabric is called a Chantini lace fabric. So that is what it is called. That's the name. So first of all, I'm going to be drafting on my pattern paper first. So I came down by ½ inch, which is going to be my starting point. So from there, I measured to my bust measurement, my under bust measurement, my waist measurement, and my hip measurement. The under bust measurement, how I do get my under bust measurement is I come down by 3 inches from my bust point. That is what I use as my under bust measurement. So after that, I'm going to be connecting the lines together. So the neck width that I input is 3 inches, and the neck depth for the back is 1 inch, and neck depth for the front is 3 inches. And for my shoulder, this is my shoulder divided by 2. I came down by 1 inch, which is going to be my shoulder slope, and also came down to I'm going to be connecting the shoulder slope, the neckline, and the armhole right now. So this armhole line is going to be our chest line also. I'm going to go ahead now and label its armhole, bust line, under bust, waistline, and hip line. So my bust point, I'm going to be inputting my bust measurement divided by 4, and on my waist I've been putting my waist measurement divided by 4, and also on my hip I've been putting my hip measurement divided by 4. We don't need any dart for this tie. Okay, so I'm going to connect the whole lines together. So this is me finding the midpoint of my armhole so that I can connect my armhole curve. So I'm going to be cutting it out now. So we're using this to cut out the back before cutting out the front neck depth. Now from this waistline, I'm going to connect it from this waistline to the length of this, to the hip line, just the way you see it in this video. So that is going to be the curve you're going to be using. I went ahead to cut out the back piece, just as you can see in this video. That is I added just 1.5 inch zip allowance, and I'm cutting the same thing I have on my front page, just cutting it out there. Working on this front piece. From the starting point, the chest line or the armhole line, I went up by 1.5 inches. This is how high where I want my cover to start from. If you want yours to be more exposed, you can come down by how you want it. So from the armhole, I came in by 1 inch from the armhole. So I'm going to connect this 1 inch to this neck line. So after that, on this our under bust line, I'm going to go up by ½ inches. I don't want my curves to start from the under bust line, but if you want yours to start from the under bust line, you can just ignore this ½ inches. So I drew out the ½ inches on the starting point of this my new line, new neckline. I went in by ½ inches, and on my under bust new line, I measure my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2, and I mark it out there. So I'm going to be connecting these both lines together. So, and I also connect that line from this to the 1 inch line that came out from the armhole. I hope you understand. Watch the video for better understanding. So I'll go ahead and cut this out. after that, this is how the pieces is. So for this bust one, so I measured 2 inches difference, just the way you see it. So I'm going to rule it out and I will label it 1 2 3 because we're going to be doing the slash and spread method for this, so it can help us to give us that gathers at the bust. After cutting it out, I'm going to get a new pattern paper and I'll place it and pin it down, just the way you are seeing me doing in this video. I'm going to place them. So once I place the first one, the number 1, I'm going to measure 1.5 inch difference and I will place the number 2. Once I place the number 2, I'm going to measure 1.5 inch difference also and I'll place my number 3, just like that. So after that, I'm going to mark out, just curve it out the way you see in this video and cut it out. If you want yours to have that more gathers, you can, you can give more space. Okay, instead of 1.5, you can give 2, 2.5, 3, depending on how you want yours to be. So this is my front piece right now. And this is the back also. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it out on the fabric. And while cutting on the fabric, I'm going to add 1/2 inch on the hip side. On the side, I'm going to add 1.5 inch. I'll also be adding 1/2 inch on the shoulder, on the neckline also. Remember, while cutting this on the pattern, we did not add any allowance, stitching allowance. So that is, I'll be adding 1.5 inch on the side of this material. Also for this bust point, you can say I added 1/2 inch all the way, but on the top side I added 1 inch on the top because we're going to be folding it, to give us that opening. We are going to be inserting our elastic, so that is why I'm going to be using 1 inch for it. But for the side, we're going to be using 1/2 inch for joining, and for this yoke side I added 1/2 inch all the way around also. Place it on my net fabric, so I'm going to be cutting it out also on my lace fabric. After cutting it out, this is how it is looking. You can see the allowance that I added. And while cutting the front, make sure you're cutting it on fold. I added 1/2 inch on the bust side for joining, 1/2 inch on the shoulder side, the chest side, 1/2 inch for the down joining, but on the side I added 1.5 inches on the side. Same thing goes to the back. So I cut out 2 pieces for the yoke, okay, and 2 pieces for the bust also. So right now I'm going to be joining the lining. Please also go ahead and cut out your lining for the Ankara fabric, okay. So now I'm placing my lining on top of my fabric, so I'm going to join it on the center and on the side. The 2 armhole sides should be open, so this place that I chalked, that is where I'm going to be stitching together, okay. We just have 1/2 inch allowance. The same thing I'm going to be doing for the back. I will join it together on the zipper side and on the neckline and also on the side. For this piece, I'm going to fold in 1/2 inch just this way to make that hole for our elastic to pass through. Okay, so I'm trying to explain here that I added 1/2 inch allowance all the way around. So right now I'm going to be placing my lace on top of this black fabric. Then after that, I'm going to fold it together, just the way you see me doing. Okay, the lace, if you're placing it on top, make sure you're placing the front side is facing up, okay. So do the same thing on the other side. So for this yoke, you're going to be placing it front side facing each other. Then you join it. Once you join it on the chest side, you iron it. You turn it to the front side and iron it. You understand it better right now. So after doing that, this is how it is looking. Okay, so I've gone ahead to create the opening for the elastic, and also went ahead to add my lining to my fabric. So after that, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure what I have from one side of this bust to the other side. Then I'm going to be cutting out my elastic. So this elastic I'll be using, I couldn't find a black one, so I have to use the white one. So this, whatever you measure under your bust, one side of the bust to the other side, so that is what you're going to be cutting on the elastic, 2 pieces of it. Then I'm going to be passing it through on that hole and stitch the both side. Okay. So guys, if you have watched this far, God bless you. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, share and comment. Share my video to your loved ones. Okay, please comment, like my video, so that YouTube can recommend it to other people. All right, so after that, this is how it is looking. I'm gonna ahead to do the boats. So now I'm going to be placing the front side facing the front side. Okay, front side of this net facing the front side of this fabric. So I'm going to be pinning it on one side. So when you go to that armhole side, you said I'm pinning right now, come down by 1/2 inch. Okay, you have to come down by 1/2 inch, but when pinning from the center, do not come down by any 1/2 inch. But when pinning from the armhole side, make sure you come down by 1/2 inch. Then after pinning it down on the both side, you fold your net this way, your bust net, find the midpoint, then you notch it and join it together on the midpoint of the fabric, and you start pinning it down all the way around. So you're going to have more excesses. So those excess at the down parts, you have to do some little printing or gathers at the down parts while stitching it. Okay, I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain. Please, if you do not understand, try to rewatch this video for a better understanding. Okay, and if you have any question, let me know in the comment section. So after pinning it down this way, you're going to be stitching it all the way around. So when you turn it to the front side, see how it is looking, right? Okay, you're going to stitch it all the way around. So do the same thing on the second one. So after that, this is how it is looking. You can see from the armhole side, I came down by 1/2 inch, but from the starting point, the center line, I did not come down by any inches. So the next I'm going to do is to join our yoke together to the fabric. So there are different ways you can join this yoke. Now I open my yoke into 2. This is the front side. The back side is facing the table, while the front side is facing up. So I put my fabric inside, and I'm going to be using the net of this my yoke to turn it, okay, this way, and I will stitch on top of it, so that when you open it, it's going to, the stitches or the rough edges is going to be inside. Okay, when you open it, it's going to be this way. Please try to rewatch it again. This is the second one. Okay, you place it on the net on the down. The back side of this yoke should be facing the table, then the front side should be facing up. Then you put your fabric in between it and cover it. That 1/2 inch that we came down, so this is a 1/2 inch you're going to be using to join it. So after joining it together, this is how mine is looking, so beautiful. So this is my back piece. I'm going to be joining together the zipper allowance. Okay, so before then, I'm going to be joining it on the shoulder first. I'm going to be joining both shoulders together. If you've been watching my videos, you should know how to join shoulders by now for a better knit finishing. Joining the shoulder and joining the zipper side, this is how mine is looking. It's coming together and looking beautiful as well. Measure from my shoulder to my waistline. I measure what I have. So what I have is 16 inches or 15 inches. So the length of this dress is about 45 inches. So I minus 16 inches from 45 inches. Whatever I have is going to be the length of the fabric, extra fabric that I'm going to be cutting. And for the weight, how to get the measurement for your weight is, so in my own case, my waist is 28 inches. So I'm going to be cutting out 28 inches, okay, just for the front, because I'm going to be running a gather stitches on it, just for the front, and another one for the back. But for the back one, I'm going to divide it into two, because we're going to be having two pieces for the back. Okay, because this bag has zipper, okay, so it's going to be two pieces needed for the back. I hope you understand, depending on how full you want yours to be. So you go ahead and join it the way you see me indicating this video. So this is the sleeve. I've gone ahead to cut the sleeve off camera. Okay, so I'm going to show you on pattern paper how I cut it. So this is just a normal basic sleeve, just that on the down parts, you know, on my wrist I use my normal wrist measurement, then on the down parts I just have to extend it. Okay, just give it a little bit of a line shape. So that is what I did. So after joining everything together and also joining the side with my bust measurement divided by 2, my waist measurement divided by 2, this is how it is looking so clean and beautiful. So I went ahead to join the sleeves and everything. So this is the back. This is how the back is looking also. So now I'm going to be cutting, doing this button for the dress. So now I cut out a round fabric, just the way it's in this video. So this is the kind of button that I'm using. There are different type of button you can use for this, but this is the one I have at the moment. So I place my button at the center and I start marking out just about quarter of an inch all the way around. Okay, this is the ones that I've done already. This is how it's looking. So I measured quarter of an inch all the way around. So I'm going to be doing a gather stitches with this my needle. Now I'm going to be doing a gather stitch all the way around also, and after that I'm going to put this button inside this fabric and I will draw it, so it's going to cover. So if you want yours to be very thick, this fabric should be 2, depending on how thick you want yours to be. If you want it to be very thick, the fabric should be 2, but if you don't want it to be too thick, 1 is enough. Okay, so now I'm going to be putting this button inside and I will draw it and make sure it's very tight. So after that I'm going to start tying it all the way around. That is after drawing it and making sure that it's well tight. Then I'm going to be tying it all the way around. Tight it very well, make sure it's very tight. Okay, and after tightening it, this is the next thing I'm going to do. You can see how smooth it is looking. I don't know why the camera is looking somehow here. So now I'm going to find the hole on that button. Okay, and I will start passing my thread, my needle inside that hole and tighten it. I want it to be very tight. So this is how to do your own button, your cover button without a cover button machine. Okay, this is how you can achieve it. If you have any question regarding this part of this cover button, let me know in the comment section. You can see how smooth it came out. It came out very smooth and clean. So I'm going to be cutting out the excess fabric and also the thread. Okay, so after that, this is it. Now I'm going to, from the starting point I came down by 2 inches, so from that 2 inches I start coming down by 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches. Okay, so what I'm going to be using here is just 5 buttons. So that is I measured 5. So I'll go ahead and start stitching my buttons. So I'll be showing you guys how to stitch these buttons now. Once you place it, then from the back side, that hole where the hole of that button is, or the opening of that button is, that is how you're going to start passing your thread inward, and keep tightening. Make sure it's very tight. If you want for a very neat finishing at the end of this, okay, you should, if maybe I'm doing this for a client, I would have just attached this button before turning with my lining. Okay, so it will have a clean finishing. All right, so after that, this is how it is looking. I hope you learned something from this video. Let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching, and God bless you all. Stay tuned for the next video. Bye.